year 1930, and Frank Powell had been in the clothing business for more than 3 decades in downtown Marion. His slogan was that he offered the best clothes in Egypt, referring to the nickname for Southern Illinois that has been used since the 1800s. Also in 1930, young Miss Mabel Parks took a job at F.W. Woolworth's on the west side of Marion's public square. She grew to become a valuable employee at the store, overseeing the floor while also helping manage the books. In 1940, Frank Powell bought the former Burkhart's Shoes building at 600 Public Square, right next door to Woolworth's, and he moved his Powell's clothing store there. A year later, Miss Mabel Parks married Ronald Albright, who was an Army sergeant during World War II, who then spent 3 years in the Civilian Conservation Corps. By the year 1955, Ronald was working for Mr. Powell, while his wife Mabel was marking her 25th year at F.W. Woolworth's next door. Then Frank Powell decided to retire and close up shop. It was uncertain at first what would become of the store and inventory, but Ronald stepped up and bought the store's contents and opened Albright's clothing store. Mabel immediately walked over and joined him, leaving Woolworth's to turn their marriage partnership into a business partnership. Their business operated out of what is now the Little Egypt Arts Association building for 44 years, surviving the ups and downs of business, such as the time in 1957 when police were called after a man walked out with 3 suits without paying, or in 1966 when a fire threatened the business but was fortunately extinguished before much damage could be done. The Albrights had no children of their own, but they loved to welcome kids to the store, often displaying school projects from one of the local elementary schools in their windows. One special visitor was young Lisa Hill, whose parents attended the First United Methodist Church with the Albrights. Over time, Ronald and Mabel became like family to Lisa, who grew up to marry Trevor Dowdy of Marion. She now says she and her husband remained very close to the Albrights through the years.
She taught me how to draw, and he loved to ride horses with me. I was with them a lot. I guess from the time I was born, I stayed with them. I spent the night with them, went to dinner with them. After my dad died, stayed with them quite a bit. I mean, we did, Aunt Mabel taught Sunday school, and so on Saturday nights when I would stay with them, we'd have to prepare her Sunday school lesson. And that's really how she met my parents. She was their Sunday school teacher in 20-some years. And so she taught an adult Sunday school class. He went and opened up the church, ushered, all that kind of stuff. And of course, as I said, I grew up there, so I was confirmed into that church. Aunt Mabel and Uncle Ron guided me in the church all along the way. As my husband says, they're his role model for a good Christian. They did what they were supposed to do, and they were just good Christian people. My husband said that they were the most dedicated, inspirational, life-changing people that he knew.
The Swinfords met Ronald and Mabel Albright when Kim Riley and I came to First United Methodist Church to serve as youth pastors in 1995. Mr. Albright invited me to his store and gifted me with a badly needed new suit, which still has a place of honor in my closet today. 2 years later, the Albrights were honored with the Marion Chamber of Commerce's Lifetime Achievement Award. By 1999, Lisa and Trevor Dowdy were long established in Charleston, Illinois, but Lisa started traveling home to help the Albrights manage the store in their twilight years. They eventually closed Albright's Clothing, and the Albrights, along with the store's contents, moved to Charleston to be close to the Dowdys. Today you can visit Dowdy's men's clothing store on the Charleston Public Square, where you will find the Albrights display cases and the century-old cash machine from the National Cash Register Company in Dayton, Ohio. Ronald passed away in 2004 and Mabel just a year later. After the Albrights had closed and moved north, the Powell family, who still owned the building at 600 Public Square, gave it to the Little Egypt Arts Association, and it remains their headquarters and arts center. Special thanks to Lisa Hill Dowdy for her help with this story, and as always to Sam Latuka and his Marion, Illinois Historical Preservation website for some background information and a few of the photos we used. We appreciate the continuing support of B.W. Bruce and the Arcadia Wealth Group in sponsoring these Turning Back Time installments. For the Marion Star Live, I'm Bill Swinford.